No, there's nothing more annoying, is there, when you say to someone, you know the sort of thing where you may tell a little white lie and claim that you like a certain sauce or something like that, and suddenly they present you with the bottle, or you claim you like a certain film, and you go, oh, I loved it. Secretly, you're thinking, oh no, it's on again. I don't want to watch it. But you have to sort of pretend to keep the peace, don't you? This is now the problem facing, of course, the former royal known as Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, seemingly because fresh from that trip to Nigeria, Meghan's new home found land, of course, her people, well, things are taking a different turn, this nicely, not in the way that Meghan Markle had really thought through. As ever, there's a crisis. Let me explain. Morning, lovely to have your company today. As ever, thank you so much for joining me. No, I'm sounding even more nasal today, aren't I? Started something off though with a Vicks Vapor Rub. Somebody wrote a lovely comment which got me thinking, and it's always like this is what I love about the channel. TCP, Neil. Yes, do you remember TCP? Oh, people backed off if you had that near you, didn't you? And you used it for everything, cuts and grazes, gargling, all sorts of stuff. Is it still around? I haven't seen that for years. You do kind of wonder, don't you, whether these things still exist or whether, of course, they kill people off. You never know, do you? They were that strong. Better to be strong, though, than the weak stuff. Even the Vicks today, ooh, not a patch on the old stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Back as ever to your royal story of the day. Interesting here, as I say, because Meghan Markle and Prince Harry think they've come back from that free holiday with great success to Nigeria. Lots of people will love it out there to see them. They've got a film camera crew, a personal photographer. We told you the other day they're going to be looking forward to a documentary, all telling about how wonderful it was, Meghan's journey of finding her true family. Forget Malta, that's now out the pan, absolutely. No need for that anymore. But you see, the problem is when you spin stories, they come back to get you. And here's the problem now for Meghan Markle, you see, because Prince Harry apparently has been revitalised on that trip to Africa. You've got to remember that he first went there when he was a mere 12 years old, 12, 13, and literally fell in love with the country. And you can understand that. And it meant a lot to him. Future visits, he took every single girlfriend that he's ever had paramour there. Who could forget that picture, of course, of Meghan and Harry saving a poor forlorn animal? You can imagine really what was going through Meghan Markle's mind, can't you? I'm only doing this the once. Once the picture's taken, you get the picture. But what's interesting now, according to a very well-placed source, is that Harry feels that this would be a good time possibly to live there. Yes, now you can imagine how that moment must have frozen in time as Meghan was in the kitchen packing jam or something. What? Yes, well, apparently Harry now feels that this would be the ultimate move. He's been revitalised on that trip, thinks it's the best place to be, away from all the media spotlight, like they both hoped, like they both wanted. There's a problem, and Meghan's come up with a very good line, and as ever we have to say allegedly. Apparently, you see, it's this. See, Meghan believes that they still need to fulfil their dream, their destiny, their Archwell Foundation. Oh yes, very good move that. And of course, continue with the projects that they've started before they draw a clear line underneath the life they have now in California. Perhaps in the fullness of time, in a couple of years, yes, it might make an excellent place to raise Harry's children out in Africa. Why not? But apparently the time is not right now. Well, apparently to Harry, the time is right now, and he very much likes that idea. Yes, even on their anniversary, apparently things were a little bit chilly. You can understand it from his point of view. He's put everything out there and suddenly thought, well, actually, I quite like it here. He seems very at home. He seems to get on very well with the people. What we found with Meghan was, of course, it was another acting job and she loved the people. But now she's gone back home to California, the world of Starbucks and everything on 24-hour tap. Seemingly, going to a country like Nigeria, even though it's a new home found land, seemingly doesn't appear as appealing. For Harry, though, he's pushing and hard. And this is one problem now that Meghan's going to have to try and cement herself. Who's going to win? As ever, it's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.